There's the countdown.
And there's no, it already started, man. No, we're done. We're actually in the show now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, how
We
about
really need
that?
to start paying attention.
We
We
need a
really
life
do.
is what we need.
Right, I know, right? How are you, Ralph?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Feeling
You
good.
got a cold. Got a cold.
I did. I was just saying before we logged in, before we logged into the show, that I caught a summer cold. Everybody, I don't know how I did that. I guess in my profession, I shake a lot of hands, so that's how I did that. But my gosh, that is such a miserable feeling. The last couple of days, now I'm starting to feel better, but the last couple of days were brutal. Um, and there's nothing like feeling really bad when it's 90 degrees out. It just
Uh,
doesn't. It just doesn't. You know what I mean? Like the cold and the cold, you see the two. You know, you go, oh, it's freezing outside. But when it's 90 degrees outside, it just makes you more miserable because you're like, oh, come on.
uh,
Right?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
I know, man. Right now, I've got. It's really humid here because we're gonna get some rain here any time now. So the humidity is way up. I've got my AC blasting right here. I've got a window AC, and we were talking briefly about. Oh, by the way, hi everybody.
We were just. I said we need to introduce ourselves. We're so casual about this. It's like, hey, we're just having a
Thanks to
conversation.
everybody
Just
for
join us,
joining us
everybody.
again.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
join.
it's been a little while since we've been on, but we're back. Thanks for joining us. So Dexter and I were, as usual, talking about absolutely nothing in particular. So why change a plan? So I've got this I've got this window AC here kicking, and so I was telling every Dexter that I had just purchased a new piece of equipment. It's a webcam that sits on a gimbal and it sits on a tower, and it's the Insta 360 Link 2 that sits on the Insta 360 Wave, which is the tower, which gives surround sound, and it's got a pretty good sort of like uh noise reduction thing going, noise cancellation. So I don't know if you can hear the AC or not, but I've got it absolutely blasting.
I can't
So
hear it, so I guess it's got a little noise cancellation to it too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a
noise
good thing.
cancellation. I'm glad it's working. So anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's humid as all can get here, and so but yeah, being and then on top of that, being sick has got to suck, bro.
Oh, it sucks. I'm like saying to myself, "This is horrible." I'm like, it's well, yeah, here too. I mean, and I'm in Queens, folks, Queens, New York. So it's dark out here. So it looks like it's about to like the heavens are about to open up. Yeah, so it's just and you know what? I am so glad that I'm like standing upright to see it.
Oh yeah,
You
oh
know what?
yeah. Because there's
So
gonna come a day when we're not.
where we're not, right? Where we're not.
Right.
I actually
So
have a friend of mine whose father is celebrating their 90th birthday
wow.
today. Yeah, so it's like, and he's in great. I mean, obviously he moves a little slower. The body doesn't respond the way it used to, but he's still mobile, and he's still lucid, and he's still, highly functioning. So that's something that I, certainly want to be at that point in my life. So
Yeah.
glad
Well,
to have.
don't go over there and give him a cold,
No, I won't. No, I
because
won't.
that might be it.
Yeah, I was invited to the party, but I actually am. I'll see him another time. There's no way that I can go there today and just not.
Yeah,
That's not happening. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But you know what?
So,
Sometimes being home alone, sometimes it can be sort of like regenerating. I don't mind it so much sometimes being alone at the house and decompressing. Like right
oh, you mean
now,
when you're not feeling well? Yeah, I guess so. I guess the
well,
last thing you
feeling
need is yeah.
yeah, whether I'm feeling well or not, a lot of times just being in seclusion. I'm not necessarily antisocial or asocial, but every now and then just getting away from everything and everyone does me good. So I hope it works out for you.
To feel better. Ralph is right. Like when the last couple of days I was out and about, I was not well. working and stuff like that. And then the last day, I forced myself to stay home and just kind of like not deal with phone calls and everything. And you're absolutely right. It just allows you to regenerate. Not having to deal with that stress, right? So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly. And you never know. You might actually get a moment or two to actually watch the World Cup or whatever, because that's
I know.
going on
Oddly
right
enough,
now.
I have been watching it.
Yeah.
It has entertained me, but there's something about having this tournament right on in the United States, right? And having all these teams come and show their skill set, and wow, man, I'm starting to understand them as athletes. I've always been a baseball,
Yeah.
football,
Yep.
basketball kind of guy, right? But soccer, the level of
Yeah.
shape that you have to be in to
Yeah.
constantly run up and down that field.
You will not find a fat soccer player. You won't.
And it's watched by, what is it, 3 billion people, something like
Something like
that.
that.
Something like that. I saw that, and
Yeah.
as I'm watching the World Cup, I'm watching all these teams play one another. You're like, you don't see that kind of
Yeah.
frenzy with other sports
Yeah.
until it's playoff time, like in the
Yes.
states, right?
Oh man, the
It's
fans,
amazing, and
the
it's
fans
happening in
get
your
absolutely
backyard. It's happening. A
crazy.
few games are happening in Jersey, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the championship match is going to be played right up the road here over in the Meadowlands in Jersey on the
Are you going to get
19th.
tickets, or are you going to pull out your
Oh,
binoculars?
no chance on the planet. No. I'm staying off the roads.
Oh my God, it's going to be brutal.
My God, man, look, on a good day, the Garden State Parkway and the Turnpike are bad. On a good day, now throw in there the World Cup. I got to tell you, man, it would suck just to have to go there to watch and the commute. But imagine being a trucker having to go through all of that just to get to New York City or back. Obviously,
Right.
this it's going to be a parking lot. You know what I mean? It's just I just don't. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to watch it at home,
You know
as
what you should
cold as
try,
you
Ralph?
want to.
You know what you should try? Put the camera in front of you as you're watching the game to see if it actually records your reactions.
Dude, are you kidding me? I would be banned from every nation on the planet. Oh, are you kidding me? So I get a little bit
You get a little
hectic
intense.
too
You
when
get
it
a
comes
little
out to
intense.
yeah, yeah,
Thankfully, right, it's come on in New York while both teams have completely sucked, right? After the Knicks, we were here, right? After the Knicks,
yeah,
we were here.
yeah,
And then we came crashing down because the Yankees and
yep,
the Mets have played like absolute crap for the last
mm-hmm,
month, right?
yep.
So that's kind of like ruined the beginning of my summer because they've played like absolute garbage. So here comes the World Cup. They come along at a perfect time, catches everybody's attention, even the fair weather soccer fan, which I would consider myself.
Yeah,
But it's like I really like watching it. And it's
yeah,
gotten down to some really great games. Like that
yeah. It really
series.
has. A team that I really enjoy watching, I believe, is it? I don't know. I think it might be I forget whether it's the Norwegian team or the Swiss team. The team that has that big old tall Thor-looking guy. I think his name is Holland.
He's in a few commercials.
Yeah, man. That dude is a beast, man.
He's a
Holy
big boy.
crap, man. He's like about 6'5". He's built like a truck, and he can elevate, man. That dude can get. I mean, he can jump up there. And the truth of the matter is, you don't want to be anywhere near him when he takes off because he'll run you over and not even know that he ran you over.
He's a big man. Imagine
That's a
trying to
big dude.
defend him. I mean, and soccer players typically are not that big, right?
Yeah,
They're
I
just
know.
not.
Yeah, I
I
know.
you
Look at
see,
Messi. Messi is like about 5'10".
if that, I think he's more like
Yeah,
5'7". You
I'm not
know,
sure, but yeah, he's but good luck trying to get him under control. By the way, so
he's
but
five
anyway,
seven. He's five
is he
seven.
okay? There you
Yeah,
go.
Wesley's 5'7". Yeah.
Tell you what, and not many people are discussing it, and I've posted quite a few videos. I love watching the reaction videos of especially the European fans that come to the United States and are just stunned by what they see because you and I, we're patriotic. I'm so patriotic that it's almost scary. And this has given me a new level of pride and patriotism because it's one thing to hear Americans, a lot of Americans, complain and criticize about what we have, which is annoying to me, by the way. But then you start watching videos and hearing what Europeans think about America and their experiences. And I, every single video that I've watched, they're in absolute awe and amazement at number one, the friendliness of Americans in general. You're not going to find friendly people in the South Bronx, but there's quite a few,
But then again, you
throughout the
will.
country.
You know,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
thing,
You,
right?
you, you
You
would. There's
will.
this,
Like,
but
absolutely.
across the nation, what I keep hearing from Europeans and Asians, especially fans, is they never the press in their countries, they're painting America as out of control, violent. You're going to get shot. You're going to get this and that. And absolutely every single one that I'm watching, video reactions are in absolute awe and amazement. And quite a few fans have chosen to stay living in the country, in America, because it's to the degree the difference between America, what they view and reality. It just gives me a whole new sense of appreciation for this country. And is it perfect, America? No, not at all. But it's a hell of a lot better than many other nations that I've been to, certainly. And that's not just me saying that. Again, if you ever have a few minutes, watch some reaction videos of Europeans that come here and they're in absolute stun of the beauty of this country, the size of this country, the quality of the stadiums where these matches are being played, and so these are things that we've taken for granted, like City Field, for example, where the Mets play. That's an amazing stadium, and you don't see that kind of intricacy, that kind of beauty, those kinds of options in European stadiums. That's definitely by my experience, starting with the national anthem before baseball games, football games, whatever. In Europe, they don't have that. In Europe, the whistle blows and they're going. It starts and there's no fanfare. And so, anyway, I've really come to appreciate watching the reaction of Europeans and Asian fans that are here and the level of appreciation and love they have for our country. Now, again, look, I'm patriotic. I did my 20 years in the Army. So there's a bias there. There's a bias in there, but it's not just me. Again, if you just watch a lot of these reaction videos, man, it makes you feel really, really good. And then when you listen to people, Americans, that complain about our country, it makes me want to, punch them in the groin because I'm like, you know, yeah, there's nothing perfect. There's no such thing as perfect anywhere, but we really do have it pretty good in this country. We really do.
I
And
mean,
I've
I
come,
think. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
no, no, I was just going to say to wrap that up. It's to me, this is just what I think. To me, it comes down to a level of the bed that you lie in. You make your own bed. So, for example, if you don't take education seriously, if you don't take your career seriously. If you're basically working paycheck to paycheck, you really don't have a lot of freedom. And God help you if you're depending on the government. You know what I mean? So therein lies sort of like a constriction to a lot of people that don't have, let's just say, money. Money is basically buys you a lot of freedom. So a lot of fans that come from Europe, they've got that money to be able to come to the United States, watch these games, pay for entrances, the food, travel the country. You know what I mean? So there's a sense of freedom when you've got money, basically. And so, and a lot of people I noticed, a lot of Americans that criticize our own country, they've made bad decisions along life's path, and they don't have that freedom. They don't have those resources to be able to enjoy, whether it's Yosemite National Park, whether it's going to Chicago or Miami. So a lot of people get very sour about, I guess, and then on top of that, the news is constantly reporting negative, 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 violence, 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 ice, 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 cops, cops, cops. So the press has got it in them to report the negative because, as the old saying goes, if it bleeds, it leads. So a lot of Americans just have a bad taste in their mouths about this country. And then when you compare that to Europeans that come here and fall in love with this country, I, I got to thinking, what is it? What is the difference between those two? And to me, and I could be wrong, the conclusion I came to is economic status. It's easy, for example, for somebody like you and me and a lot of people that we know, just pick up and go. If we want to go to San Francisco or if we want to go to Miami, we can do that. You just came from Hawaii. Thank you very much for taking me.
Yeah, that was a wonderful experience, by the
So
way.
basically, what I'm trying to say is, having those resources provides freedom. A lot of people don't have that freedom because they've made bad choices along life's path and they don't have those resources. So that tends to make people sour. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
No, I don't. First of all, when together, but nothing really brings people together more than sport. When I travel, I always, I always like coming back home. I always like coming back to New York, and
Why not?
I've
Absolutely.
had the good fortune to have traveled quite a bit in my life, and I really have been fortunate in that regard. And so I've seen a lot of this world,
Yeah.
and I do miss the U.S. It's my
Yes.
home. I was born here. I was raised here.
Yes.
I've seen the U.S. a couple of times. I've gone back and forth on trips all over this country. Um, it's a wonderful place to be, and I think everybody's status, you know, dictates how they're going to react. Right? If you're poor and you're in Idaho and you don't really have much, you're gonna your life's outlook is very different than someone like myself who was born and raised in New York City. So
Right.
it's and you know yeah, socioeconomic status means something. It does. I mean, those are lessons there that I've always taught my kids. Take care of yourself, take care of your credit, take care of your money. Don't spend it foolishly. It's extremely important that you take care of yourself financially, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones in the future. You know, yeah, I don't. I mean, and I think people's views of us, in the news, you're right. It all depends on how it's presented, right? I mean, it's always sensationalist. You can't really pay attention to the news because it's always a sensational. Whether it's, what there's only the one thing I will agree with the president about is the news, right? I will agree with him on that. Depending on who's covering it, it's going to be presented in a different light, right? It just goes without saying. If I read Fox News and then I read, let's say CNN, they're going to
Oh yeah,
have, two different taints to it. It's just the way it
sure.
is.
It could
That's
be the
why,
same story, and it could read
but they're
completely
looking at
different.
it very differently, right? Yeah, man. Look, I love this country. Do I see a lot of things wrong with it? Hell yes. I
Yes.
do. I do. I
Yep.
don't like the representation right now. I think it's
Right.
not. I think what's happening right now is that other nations are being affected by the current representation. They see all Americans as the same, and they're not the same, right?
Right.
And this
Right.
is they don't see them as, you know. I just don't. This event has allowed other people from other countries to actually come here and see us for who we are
Yes.
rather than a representation of whatever you may feel about it
Exactly.
in office. That's not who we are. We are not.
Exactly.
I am not that man. I'm telling you, I am not that man. That is not who I am. I have my own personal feelings about that man. I'm going to stay off it right now. But it's just, I am not that man. And I don't see U.S. citizens being that man, right?
Right.
I see U.S. citizens believing in this country and the morality and the principles that for hundreds of years, we just celebrated our 250th anniversary. But I think that other people, as they come here, and that's one of the wonderful things about this event, right? You've got people coming in from all sorts of countries, right? All over
Well,
the
and
world coming to the
absolutely.
US. And we put on a show. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gone off
And
without a
still
hitch
and still putting on the
and
show. The
still putting
biggest
on a show.
the big night is still isn't for until what? It's still like 9 days away, 8 days away, whatever it
8 days
is.
away,
You
another 10
know,
days.
the
Yeah.
big event is still to come.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and I think they're going to have Madonna in the halftime show. Justin Bieber is going to be there. We do the one thing that America does well. They do things big. It's
Oh
big.
yes.
If you're going to
Yep.
do it, make it big, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's the other thing I will agree with that guy about. I say, look, you know what? He wants everything in big. All right, let's make it big. But
Yep.
please don't make the only plea that I have and the only thing over what's happened. Just please don't make this about you. This isn't
Yeah.
about you. I hate
Yeah.
that. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. But I tell you what, as far as going back to the cup, it is absolutely mesmerizing and so enjoyable to
It
me
is,
that
and a
you know what I
great
mean.
time to put it
The
on.
whole
People, you
thing,
have
the
people's
whole thing, the
attention. Yeah.
matches, the viewership, the fans. Those some of those fans are absolutely unbelievably fun. Watching, I think is it the Norwegian fans? They when they do the rowing in public, man, that is amazing. I love that, man.
The
That is
Argentinian fans when they were playing in Miami, and they were, these guys like I love seeing the passion behind it, the emotion behind it. Watching Ronaldo crying because he knows it's going to be his last cup. He's 36 years old. He's not
yep,
going to be able to compete again.
yep,
Messi, he knows this is his last cup.
yep,
So it's like they're just leaving it all out there. This
yeah,
kid Mbappe, he's 27 years old.
yeah.
He's only 27.
He's going to be around for a couple more cups.
Yes, he is. He
Yeah,
actually, and he did really well when he was here, the last cup, right? When he was only 23.
sure, sure.
And I think one of the great things about this cup is that just like the Olympics, it only happens every 4 years,
Yep.
right? And so you get excited about it. There's a buildup to it, right? Even though if you were really into European soccer, you would really, they have a cup every year, right? The
Oh yeah, yeah. They've
Champions
got their
League and the
championships.
Premier League and all that.
Sure. Yeah,
That I'm
yeah.
starting to understand a little bit more about. You know,
Hmm.
I watched Ted Lasso.
Seriously, now I lived in England, as you may remember, for 2 years, and during those 2 years, I went to some of those football matches, and it is a completely different feel over there than it is over here. Here, it's more of an event, and it's more celebratory. And yeah, you leave your heart in the field, and you leave your blood, sweat, and tears, and the whole thing. Over there, the matches that I saw, it was really serious, and there was a lot of, I don't know, I guess hooliganism, for lack of a better word. I mean,
Hooligans. Hooligans.
those fans were not just serious; they were off. I mean, they were way over the top. They couldn't control their emotions. Like soccer in the United States, Canada, Mexico, or wherever, those fans get serious. Yeah. But you really don't see that the fans then go out after the matches and burn a town down. That was happening for quite a while in England. And don't let there be like Germany coming over for a match, or England going to France for a match on any given day, because then that was truly, truly unhinged. So there is a different sense. But then that was a long time ago. That was like 20 years ago when I was there. I don't know whether the culture has changed, but I'm trying to say is the soccer there is different than soccer here. And I think that's part of what you see with the fans and their reaction to this country. That it's more of a love fest than it is kind of like the cup.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. It's a love fest.
So
It's like the Olympics. It's a love fest.
yeah,
All these countries, all
exactly.
these nations together. I mean, obviously there have been a couple of incidents in the Olympics. With
But
hostages
yeah,
and New York and all that. But there's it's always been a love fest, right? I mean, athletes getting
yeah,
together from around the world, celebrating, trying to keep politics out of everything. You know,
yeah. Or whether it's baseball, you're talking about not liking something, and I'm not trying to change the subject, but let's go to baseball also.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
decisions that are made that I really, really freaking disagree with is now they've got that challenge thing with strikes and balls.
Brother,
I
I
don't know whether you
love that. I
I
love
can't
that.
stand it now. Basically, the way I see it, umpires are pretty much emasculated now. I mean, and if you have a bad night, that does reflect badly on you as an umpire. Now, granted, it should, because you're there to call the game.
Right,
But I mean, a lot of rules have been in place the last few years to speed the game up, the
right.
clock, whatever. But what they've done, baseball, is reverse that sort of progression by allowing these challenges. And as long as the challenges continue, and as long as the challenges aren't missed or blown, I think teams can continue to challenge calls. If an umpire misses a call, look, again, this is just me. I miss those days when Billy Martin would come running out of the dugout
See, you're a
and
baseball. You're one of those baseball old school guys, right? See, that's you.
absolutely, man.
But I've been watching. I have been as you and I have been fans since kids of baseball.
Yeah,
You hate that challenge. I love that challenge. I think, I think, well, first of all, you're given a limited amount of challenges, right? You can't just challenge
okay.
every pitch, right? So that in and of itself, kind of, I think, controls it. You're just one of
Yeah.
those. You're just one of those baseball purists that love to see like dugout brawls.
Man, I loved it. I love watching.
You
Absolutely, I
love
love watching
seeing.
Billy Martin and Earl Weaver, Lou Piniella come out throwing hats and kicking dirt. Man,
Yeah, that still happens, just not over balls and strikes now. You know,
well, yeah, well,
you just love
I,
seeing them. You just love seeing a good old fashioned
I love
like
the
just
gritty. I love gritty baseball, and those 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 arguments over balls and strikes led to that grittiness.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? There's still
yeah.
an element. Sure, if you miss an out call at first, yeah, here they come, and here we go again. You know what I mean?
That's
But
right. You
yeah,
and I have such a love for the game that we will be
mm-hmm,
fans no matter what.
yeah,
What these changes are doing is to bring in those casual fans, right? The
Sure,
younger
sure,
fans that think that baseball is
sure. Yeah,
boring,
yeah, yeah,
or
exactly.
or the older the someone who thinks it takes too long,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's what I love about the
fans,
stadiums. It's all about
sure.
entertainment.
Fans like you and I, let's face it, we're dying off, and they need to replenish those seats. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
viewerships.
yeah, yeah.
So they can't depend on the 60-year-old guys anymore. They need the 25 and 30-year-olds to bring
Exactly.
viewership, to bring money.
Even younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
You know?
get that, and in that, traditionalism is lost, and I'm a traditionalist when it comes to many things. But again, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching. You know what I
Yeah, I'm
mean?
not going to stop
I
watching.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I love it. I love some of the new, I love that part. But I also don't like some like the man on second, right? When it goes
Yeah,
past extra innings. I don't like that. Like I don't I
right.
why should it, I that
Well, yeah, exactly. Why are you giving them something?
why but it happens to both teams, but nonetheless, like those changes I don't like. But I
Right.
do like some changes. It's like anything
Mhm.
else, man. Either you accept the change, or you don't, and then the rules committee deals with it the next year, and they'll pick up what went wrong, what they like, what they didn't like, and you know, I'm still
Yeah.
watching it. No, it's not
No
going
matter
anywhere.
what.
Oh man.
Oh my God, man. And look, and for anybody that's tuning in late or doesn't know about us, we know we are two old guys, old friends that go way back.
Mm.
And the premise of this show, if you haven't already figured out, is that we just talk about anything and everything. There is no set script. We've got no talking points. Sometimes it makes for interesting. Sometimes it doesn't make for interesting.
Yeah, right.
But we don't have any talking points, so we just go off the cuff. And so, such as today, for example,
Right. We just went
you know,
completely off the reservation and just talked about. I think we talked about like five or six different things. Jeez.
yeah, exactly. So,
Crazy.
but the World Cup takes center stage with this, not just this particular episode, but it's going to be going on for a little while. So I
Yeah.
suspect
Yeah.
the next episode that we do, we're also going to be talking about what's happened in the World Cup since today. You know what I mean?
Since
The
today. Yeah.
progression.
Because I think there's another
But
quarterfinal game today, and I think
yeah. I think at 4 o'clock we've got, I think Eastern, we've got England versus, is it Belgium? No.
no,
It doesn't
Spain.
matter.
Spain is it
Spain
England
is it?
versus? England versus
No.
France. I don't
You know
even
what?
remember. I don't know. I
Exactly.
don't know.
You know what? We're
I
gonna
gotta look.
tune in and we're gonna have fun. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be frustrated trying to pronounce some of those names. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I look forward to it. And yeah, man. So I don't know about you, but I'm thinking maybe this is a good time to just go ahead and call it an
Yeah, let's
episode.
call it, brother. Yeah,
And I know it was
we'll
a good
talk.
talk. Always good talking to you.
Good talking to you, man. What are your plans for the weekend? Just hanging out and watching the games. The weather's
Yeah,
kind of
depending on the
iffy, right?
weather. Yeah, depending on the weather. I think we're going to get some rain here anytime now. So originally, I was thinking about maintaining the lawn, cutting the lawn. It's been a little while, but if it's going to rain, then I'm basically stuck indoors doing chores. I've got this honeydew list. I've got this honeydew list that just keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing,
I
and
know, I know.
I keep ignoring it, and it keeps growing, it keeps
I
growing.
actually, the funny thing is, as I said at the beginning, the last couple of days I've been really sick, right? So I've been home, but I managed to look at everything and say, oh wow, what a mess. Jesus, you know, Timber
Who
freaking
the hell lives here?
lives here. Jesus, this is bad. And
Who's this animal
who's this animal? And then my dog's just like going, up, going around,
clopping along pile to
uh,
pile?
moving. And then she like kind of like, oh, this is a good spot. Let me just. All right,
Uh,
brother. We'll talk
all
later.
right. All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate you making time. It was good talking to you. And to everybody who tuned in, I apologize for wasting your
For
time.
us, yeah, we apologize for ourselves.
And we will see you in the next episode, God willing. Take care of yourself, Dexter. And if anything comes up, hey, you know where I'm at.
All right, brother. Talk to
All
you
right,
soon.
man. Take care, bro.